Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So today I have something really fun to show you, which I'm 100% going to call the most free-to-play team you could ever use to beat Spider on stage 20. This is only going to be, that team is only gonna be free to play if you do play before the, I think it was the 27th of October 2022, and you got yourself Ultimate Death Knight. Like, he's a pretty insane champion, honestly, for what he brings, especially for being a free champion. And basically what he made me able to do is, let me just show you the end screen, beat Spider on stage 20 with the most free-to-play team you could ever get. I mean, to be fair, you know, Ultimate Death Knight is a free champion, Apothecary is a rare which you can pull from mystery shards even, War Maiden you can farm, Armiger is an uncommon that, you know, most of us should maybe still have up until a certain point of the game. He's definitely good for the sake of Spider, for the sake of the Scarab King, for the sake of the Fire Knight. And again, Haikatun is a champion that you get by, you know, by day 30. So this team requires a little bit of something specific to do, but you know what I'm gonna do? First of all, let me just show you the presets that I had used on this team, and then I'm gonna play the run. Then I'm gonna show you the build. So like I said, stage 20, you go in here, like, I mean, obviously you can go on lower stages, maybe it doesn't go on higher stages because of the turn meter control being halved. It might, I mean, it might still work, but it might take so much longer that it's not as reliable. However, stage 20 is one of the best places to farm when you're talking about, you know, getting gear, because you start getting only 5 and 6 star accessories from here. And for the sake of points in tournaments and in events, stage 20 is kind of the best one if you can do it. For Spider, there's other trick things, like if you cannot do stage 20 and you can only do lower, it's always good to do stage 10 because it has a high chance of giving you 5-star gear, like 80%. However, if you have these champions that I showed, let me just go back to it again. So if you have these champions, let me just put, because I also had a variation with Seal of the Drakes. But if you do have these champions, it's definitely worth building it because it's pretty easy. So the way that I have it is I have Haikatun opening with the A3 and then making sure she prioritizes the A2, because I think if you don't make her prioritize that, she might not do it. You don't want that only for the sake of the increased speed, but you also want that turn meter boost to happen, so you know your team goes as often as possible. For the sake of Armiger, I made him open with the A1 because he's a little bit fast for me, like he's kind of really fast. I just didn't change his build, like his accuracy is overkill, his speed maybe is a little bit overkill, and you know, all that you need for him is 100% crit rate, around 220, 230 accuracy, and then give him as much damage as you can with around maybe 180, 200 speed, because he's gonna be like most of the damage that you do out there. And like I said, I make him open with the A1, then I make him prioritize the A2. If you don't do that, he will always keep doing the A1 if the Spider's turn meter is over 30%. And you know what? Even if the Spider gets a turn, it's fine, but this is the one that's gonna do lots of damage because of the enemy max HP hit. I even have War Maiden, which is wrong affinity here, but I brought her because, like I said, she's a farmable champion. I brought her for the sake of the decreased defense. If you have a different decreased defense champion, then maybe it's better and is wrong affinity, bring that champion in there, because it doesn't matter, you know, the better the champion, the better the team. But like I said, I wanted to show this because it's free to play friendly. Then for the sake of Apothecary, I normally have like this. I have Apothecary always use the what's it called, the A2, because of the healing. Sometimes he doesn't want to do it at the right time, and he always prioritizes the A3 over the A2. So the way that I made it is I made him open with the A3, then use the A2 heal. Like whenever he has it, he has to heal our tank, which is Ultimate Death Knight. So for the sake of Ultimate Death Knight, honestly, all that you care about is to have like around 300 resistance, because you want to resist the poisons from the spiderlings. You're gonna get 3%, you're gonna get a few of those poisons on you, but you want to resist most of them. And you know what, again, some accuracy for the sake of him landing that decreased attack. Even though, again, he's wrong affinity, you still want to try and, you know, land that decreased attack in there. But this whole team revolves around turn meter control, speeding yourself up for the Armiger to go as often as possible, and obviously everybody else. But Ultimate Death Knight, because of his passive, because too awesome to die, this one makes it 100% that he will be the tank. So maybe you want to try the same team on higher level and you have different combinations, but you don't have a good enough tank. Build an Ultimate Death Knight. Like, I'm talking this for like not early game player, but maybe mid-late game players. that already have some stone skin. Don't care about his speed at all. Have him with 0 speed. Don't care about resistance either. Just 0 speed, as tanky as possible, and he's gonna keep tanking those spider hits for as long as he can. And after the stone skin falls off, guess what? You have Apothecary to heal him in there. But you know what? Enough talking. Let me play the round for you, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you the build. So see you in a bit, guys. So as we seen, the time is like around 3 minutes 40. Even if it goes to like 4 minutes, if it's under, even if it goes to 4:30, As long as it's under 5 minutes, it's still a good enough team. It's a reliable team. And like I said, it's using free-to-play friendly champions. Imagine, let's say, maybe you dropped High Katoon from there. You don't bring High Katoon, but you only use Apothecary. Because maybe you have a Cold Heart. Bringing a Cold Heart, if you do have one, makes it a lot easier. However, I know I'm repeating myself, but I wanted to show that this is free-to-play friendly. These are all champions easily to get in the first 30 days. First 30 days of playing, you can get these champions because you get him in the first 7 days of logging in. If you don't have an Apothecary, you can use somebody else in there. Somebody else that brings you, I don't know, some healing, something else. I also used the same team with Seal of the Drakes instead of Apothecary. That helps us a little bit more because Seal can provide us with more turn meter control on the A1, a backup decreased speed, AoE stuns, revives, plus the passive heals. But like I said, I just want to show this because you might have these champions. You might want to do Spider 20 earlier than 180 days when you get Seal. But let's have a look at the builds. And they are as follows. I tried to make it relatable, so I didn't put a banner on him, I didn't put a ring on him, I just left some, you know, random stuff. I have 2 pieces that are not max, because at the end of the day, on my account, I mostly have like endgame gear, so it's kind of hard for me to showcase, early game stuff without, you know, having people say like, oh, the gear is too crazy. The thing is, the gear that you see on here, you don't have to have a frost gear. I put the frost gear on him because it's pretty fun, as every time they attack, they can get frozen. So if they get frozen, guess what happens? They skip a turn, which makes it a little bit more reliable. If you don't have good enough frost gear, just put him in a regeneration gear if you have regeneration gear. If you don't have regeneration gear, you're gonna have some immortal gear that you get from the clan boss. Put him in triple immortal gear and just give him the survivability stats that I said, and that's it, job done. You're good to go. It's preferred to have him booked because honestly I feel like booking Ultimate Death Knight is not going to be a bad thing because his kit is decent enough to help you with progression because of the continuous heals, the shields, the decreased attack, and the fear in case you face some legendaries on the waves. And he also has like a 50% chance to provoke on the A1 unless they're legendaries, then it goes to 75% chance. Let me show you the masteries. These are the PvE masteries that I used for him. I took him down War Master obviously for a little bit of extra damage. I wanted to get Lasting Gaze for a chance to extend that continuous heal and the shields, and obviously Master Hexer for a chance to extend that decreased attack, and you know, everything else as you see in here. Then the next one that I used was Apothecary. Again, I just didn't put a ring on him. I have him in a toxic set from a random previous build. Like, I don't feel like this is too crazy. Okay, maybe speed is high, but you can have him a little bit lower because and even the survivability stats can be lower because, like I said, the only one that will be tanking is Ultimate Death Knight. Even when the boss hits, the first thing that happens is Ultimate Death Knight heals himself because the boss heals herself first and then attacks. So you don't really care about this, just get Apothecary. You can have Apothecary, you know, you might have Apothecary in your fastest gear. Bring Apothecary like that and guess what? He's gonna go faster and do the heals and the turn meter boost more often, and plus with the A1 he can proc those Giant Slayer procs. Like the resistance that I have in here, I was testing something out with him, and it's like the resistance doesn't help us with nothing in this team, you don't even care about it. Let me show you the masteries. Masteries again, support and down the Giant Slayer over here because he has a triple hitter A1, so this is the best thing you can go on him. The Evil Eye might be useless, like this might not help you unless you have accuracy and you want to randomly proc that Evil Eye, but normally it's useless. Maybe you're better off to go to Merciful Aid or like Cycle of Magic. Then the next one that we have in there is our trusty Armiger. I took him down the War Master, and here for the Evil Eye because, you know, extra turn meter control, the first hit is not bad. And then Lord of Steel, again, Lord of Steel can help or cannot. You might even take Cycle of Magic. If you have him in a Destroy set, it's not gonna help you as much because you might only have the other offset that's working. He might be like, you know, his stats might be a little bit overkill, like I said, but you can dim these down, give him 100% crit rate, 220 crit damage, around 180, 200 speed, and as much, you know, as much damage as possible. If you have a Relentless set, for example, put him in a Relentless set. I just have him in a Destroy set because this might be the most relatable for people that are trying to be the Scarab King as well. Then War Maiden is like in random pieces in here. I think I had her in a stun set. She's just decent enough speed and the accuracy to land debuffs. The resistance, again, doesn't even matter, the resistance, because she's not gonna get hit ever, because Ultimate Death Knight soaks all the damage because of his passive. I don't even have masteries on her, so if she was 6-star, we would have an extra War Master, we would kill the boss faster. Then let me see, there might be another one that I'm missing. Let me just get a person out. Then I have Haikatun. Haikatun is like, in this, I guess this is the most relatable gear. It's 5-star gear, 6-star not rolled. So Haikatun I have with decent enough speed. Overkill accuracy, you only need 220 for the sake of the A1 and the A3. And then again, masteries, I took her down the War Master and then down the support tree. Like these masteries I took a while back, I have no idea why I have these masteries on Haikatun. This is from like 1.5 years when I built her. I just finished the War Master recently. But yeah, normally you would like, again, you want Evil Eye, you want a lot of steel, and even Sniper, you might even take Master Hexer instead of one of the dumb things that I chose here, because you want a chance to extend the decrease speed, might help you for other content. And then the other one that like I said, I used the variation with what's her face, with Seal of the Drakes as well. Seal of the Drakes is in Relentless. What you care about her is to have like around 180, 200 speed, 220 accuracy. Again, I'm overkill, you don't care about that. Like the resistance doesn't help me with nothing, the extra accuracy doesn't help me with nothing. So you know what, it's still relatable because you just cut all the resistance out and cut like 120 of the accuracy, and it can be done. So you would want, like I said, 180, 200 accuracy, speed, 220, 230 accuracy. Then either survivability stats, or maybe you can try go the damage build. I always choose to go the survivability way because, you know, she's the one that's going to be the reviver and you want her to not die. And then when it comes to masteries, again, same principle, coming down to the War Master and down the support tree with the support masteries. But yeah, this is definitely, honestly, something that I can easily call the most free-to-play friendly team to beat Spider 20. Spider in general is one of the hardest dungeons to beat alongside Fire Knight, because you need specific champions that do specific things. Well, look at this team. It uses all free champions that can be easily acquired, and it beats the Spider on 20, so you can easily farm it as much as you want. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video and you like my content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you all in the next video. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye guys.